Madam Jaiye Kuti. I love to call her Madam Jaiye Kuti. You've seen her in so many movies. She's one of the few people that you wake up tomorrow and see her on Amazon in a Biodun Stevens movie, comfortably speaking good English. And then tomorrow you see her in a Ronke Oshodi movie speaking deep Yoruba, and you wonder if you can speak one line of English. And that's one of the reasons why I love her. Our movie, Alagbede, is currently doing very well in the cinema. I'd like to ask you, my question is this. A lot of people are always comfortable when they make movies. They invest 3-4 million to make a YouTube movie, and then they make back their money and make a little more. And then every day they are busy going from one location to another collecting money. In fact, an actor once told me that I can never produce a movie because I can't face the headache of putting down my money and waiting for the money to come back. That it pays me to be collecting other people's money every day and going. I saw Alagbede and I know that it's not a small production. What was the motivation?
In life, after in which you have done one thing, many times, you just want to improve, and when you have this business mind, let me speak for me. I see a lot of things around me as business, including what I do, including the brands that I brand their product. I looked at them from the business angle. So in my line of production and producing many movies, I've known that one day a time will come that an opportunity will be open for a proper business to do on it, because as a business person you should be ready to take a risk. The risk is what makes you better than the other person, because if you're not ready to go as far as taking a risk, then it means that you'll just be in one place, around and around, and that's it, and you cannot grow past that level. But in my life, I want to grow, I want to keep growing, and I don't want to stop, and that's why I see Alagbede as a business for me.
So you think the risk was worth it?
Yes, the risk. Yes, it was. Yeah, worth it in many ways. I had a vision during COVID when I was telling different stories on my Instagram page. Different. I would just come with some stories. So that was when I came up with that. I saw a guy who wanted to commit suicide. I think it was a radio program or something. So from what they were deliberating and all, so I got something from there, and I thought to myself, like, okay, I won't tell people this as a story. I think I have to do this. I have to shoot this a proper movie and take it to the cinema, and that was how I came up with The Blacksmith, Alagbede.
So why cinema? I mean, I know you've done a couple of productions by yourself, but why cinema? You already said it was the risk that differentiates you from other people.
Yes.
But why the cinema?
Yeah,
why not YouTube?
Yes, I looked at the amount of money that would go into it, and I know that it cannot be 5 million or 10 million. I know that a 45 million naira cannot do it. If you have to use the proper actor, you have to use the proper the society, the community, the area, the costume, the everything. If you want to tell the story exactly the way you have seen it, and exactly you want people to feel it, the creation of your vision, it just have to go to the cinema. So by so doing, a lot of people will get to go and see it, and I was ready for whatever it takes to make the money back, but I wasn't going to look at whether the money is too much or probably I'm not going to make it back. I want to tell a story, and whatever it takes for me to tell the story, I want to. And I know that YouTube is not going to give me the money back. I'm talking about 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It might be there. It could give me the money later on, but it's something that I want to do now, because I have other projects that I want to do that I have at hand. So that was why I decided, let me take it to cinemas.
Okay, we've heard from some of your colleagues, who had done big budget films, from, I had to sell some of my properties, I had to sell my car, I had to do this, to get funds, I had to mortgage, blah, 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 and all that. Yeah. For you, what are the things you had to do to gather funds together? Because from what you just said, I can imagine how much went into the production of this film. So what did you have to do? Did you have to sell the properties or car or something for you to harness the funds, considering the current economic situation?
I know. The situation it can be quite difficult, but I don't have to sell anything because like I said, I have been preparing for this for a while, and then I have been brand ambassador to a lot of brands that gives me nothing less than 20 million. I'm talking about 25 million. There are some projects, there are some documentary I've done like 30 million. So because I know that I have some things to do in the front. I have a big movie ahead of me. By then, I've not even had a story, but I know that there's going to be something. And I'm married to a man that I would call, my husband is a very prudent person. So he believes a lot in savings. And then we cultivated the idea from him to save money. You know, you take out what you need, you know, not necessarily everything that you want, you know. So I've been able to save. And it got to a point that I needed to build a house for my mom. So I had to dip my hands into the savings, and I want to do something for her. I want to appreciate her because my mom is the reason why I've been able to do this. She's been there for my children from when I started to have children. So I built a house for her. So the money I was left with like 55 million in that account. So, and I knew that, okay, it's actually time for me to do this movie. So I called my friend because I have two other partners. A friend, a sister, younger sister, Muturaya. I said, Muturaya, how much do you have in your hand? Though? I want to produce this fine movie, and I don't think I have it. I said, okay, how much do you need? I said, okay, if I can get like 20 million from you. Said, okay, give me 2 weeks. I said, hey, okay, that's fine. So before then, she raised the money like 2 times, 10. So we had 75 million. I said, hey, that's very good. Then I got, at that time, Twins Faja Nigeria Limited signed me again. They paid me 10 million, so the money was growing. And I called my other partner, Mr. Adelaye Fabusoro, how much you get for our account? Please, I still need like 10 or 15 million to, you know, to continue this project, to do what I want to do. He said, okay, I can only borrow you. Borrow. So he was saying the borrow like 2, 3, 4 times. I said, okay, don't worry. So that was how I was able to put this money together. And so far, so good. Every one of them has been part of this great support to sell the movie. Right now, we are like above 60 million now, 3 weeks. We'll be going into our 4th week by weekend. So we're not doing badly. People love the movie. The movie speaks for itself. And I'm glad. I'm so glad that it's going the way I envisaged.
I have a controversial question.
Okay.
I know your movie is being distributed by Film One.
Yes, please.
I know there was an incident at Silverbed.
Yes, please.
When you went to, how did that dispirit you in any way?
In this life, you can't be dispirited because there are things that are supposed to, even in marketplaces, everywhere, in an office, there's bound to be a conflict. One thing or the other. Yoruba will call it aigbora eniye. You understand? So we don't understand. Sometimes you don't understand the body language or the language itself. So it comes to like, okay, no, I won't take this. I won't take that. And then when it comes to business, you want to give it everything. Me, I want to give it everything. So there's no space for me to say, if you're telling me something, I can be stubborn. I know I can be stubborn. You know, when it comes to me, when it comes to my business, when it comes to me advertising anything, when it comes to business, I'm too difficult. You can't break me. You understand? So when that happens, because I don't want to go into details because we have sorted everything, and then we're you notice that I still went there. We did I did meet and greet like 3 times, you know. So things can happen. You have to take it easy. That is part of the challenges of this very business. Emma, would you arrange to toss around, you slap yourselves? It's part of it. It's part of it.
So I know you mentioned your husband earlier on.
Yes, please.
Not everybody, most of your fans would wonder, so this woman is married. Yeah, we expect her to be married, but we don't get to see the husband. But with the little you said, you spoke quite fondly of him. Tell us about your husband.
Mr. Kuti is an Ijebu man. We've been married since year 2000. I had my first child, Mayowa, 2001. And when I was going to come into the industry, my husband was like, well, I was done with the paid employment. Where I said I can't do all this paid employment anymore. Maybe you set me up or something. Then he asked, okay, is there not something that you would like to do or love to do by yourself? And I said, I want to go into acting, but you will not want me because you say I'm married. He said, hey, now you're talking about your destiny, so you should go into it. Go and find a way, to start doing it. So I went for an audition. I got the script, and then of course my baby was. My wife was still little, so I needed somebody to, start to read to. So my husband was supporting in that area. So he likes the fact that I don't want to go into family. It's very funny. It's a lot. So from that time, I've been getting that support. The only thing my husband will say is that don't spoil my name. So you have to be careful what you do, where you go, how you deal with people. And he has never complained about me having to kiss anyone on set. In fact, sometimes he will advise that, you people will just be kissing like local people. Can't you people kiss in the way that we feel the love and all that you be kissing and be doing like this? When it comes to your point your part to kiss, please, can you just do it properly? I said, okay, no problem. Unfortunately for him, I've not really gotten a role like that.
Well, I thought I read somewhere that you said you can't kiss in movies.
I said I can't kiss wet kisses, like dipping my tongue into the other person. But of course, I do a lot of romance. You don't have to kiss to feel that love. I can look at you and you will know the language of love. You will feel me even at looking at you. So it doesn't really have to be that deep kisses.
Okay. You are one of the few people who came into the industry as a married woman already.
Yes, please.
You understand? How have you been able to... And I know that one of the things about Nollywood actresses, not even Nollywood actresses everywhere or people in showbiz, is that any woman in showbiz who is successful is like the boyfriend, is like the girlfriend of so many people who are crushing on them. How have you been able to manage that?
Yes, I just manage it. I don't tell anybody no. No matter how much you say you love me or no, I would be thinking about it. No, I would just play along like, okay, thank you so much. Okay, fine and all of that. And I'll keep talking to you like, okay, I'm with you until you get it by yourself that I'm not just with you. And then some will get frustrated, stop talking to me. Some will insult me back and say, why was I wasting this? Did I not tell you I was married with children? And yes, you still want me in your life. As what, go? So you want to waste my time. I know how to waste time too, So let's get on with it. So some of them get frustrated, and some of them are still there in these last 10 years. Some of them are still standing like, even to Badarugbo, we did here.
Do you share those things with your husband?
Oh, yes. My husband shares his own too with me. So we share a lot of that. But sometimes I show him my message. Come and see the people that want to buy me off. Mokilo share younger, little younger. You understand? My husband will come to like, to buy read it more. If you see the lady, she's all, hey. So we share things like that. It helps us not to have these conflicts in marriage a lot, because my dad, I would say, was a comedian, and then he has taught me a lot of things that works in marriage, including my mother. And one of it is jokes, is comedy, and all of that. So I invested a lot of that into my marriage. Even when I'm angry, even when my husband, gets on my nerves, sometimes he comes up with like, baby, me jawa ojaka me agbadun. That is, he has done something very, very annoying that, so it's not that it's bed of roses. We have our ups and downs. Like, I look up to him, like, I just look at him and feel like, what am I doing in your life? What am I doing here? So I've said to my husband, like, Ogbeni, I can leave you today. Don't even, you understand? We get to a point of, like, you just want to go back to your parents' house. But we have to understand that this is marriage. It is not promised to be good all the time. So this is the worst of it. So let's manage the situation. So we manage the situation.
Okay, for Alagbede, you had quite a number of faces who played, and not only played, took their roles individually for the overall success of the movie. What was the casting like, and were you particularly involved in the casting?
Yes, I saw the actors even while I was writing the script. I had to get another script writer because I'm not very good at writing but I can write the stories like in one scene, second scene. And so I saw the characters and how I want them to play it out. And I saw me too as the Aja, the gossiper, because in every local house there's somebody who is always telling somebody that Orarali, don't they go again? There's always characters like that. So I brought out the character, in every community, every area, every situation. We have all those characters, all the characters. So I had to bring them out of the movie when I was writing. So I saw their faces and I was writing with their attitude.
Your son is growing up now. Your first son is Mayowa.
Yes, Mayowa Kuti.
He's about 20, if I'm right.
He's now 20, 24, yeah.
Okay.
23, yeah.
Has there been any incident in those years, maybe when he was in school, that he came home and maybe one role that you made, something happened with his friends or anything?
Not really. It was just the complaint of anytime my friends want to go into, they want to check you out on Google, they will just be seeing you and Pasuma, Is Pasuma, they will now be asking, is Pasuma your daddy? Because you're always seeing your mom and Pasuma together. So it takes him a lot of time to be explaining that no, it was a movie, it was this. Just read the body of the news, because sometimes we just want to say something catchy, to get people to read the story. So that is what people see, and some of them don't even read the body of the story. They just conclude, what if so that was the only problem that he dealt with, like in the first and second year. Then in the third year, I believe that he was able to have some escape routes like me, because I know a lot of people who fought and say, Aniba was low and best, I want to be more for, and they will start to fight one another over my own story, So that was the only thing that I think bothered him, and for like 2 years.
Okay, can you share a memorable moment or achievement, from the making of Alagbede? I liked the reward of taking on the challenge that you took, the risk you took for producing Alagbede.
Yeah. Well, the finance is usually the problem of big movies. The money, you understand. We're trying to getting to put the money together and then getting your actors to be on set to do what they're supposed to do. I was only lucky with experienced actors who understand the risk, who understand where the money is coming from, who understand where they're going, who understand the script, the story, and who are ready and loving to play it out. So I was lucky to work with such people. I was lucky again to work with a very wonderful director, Blackie Usman. I saw him and I knew that there's something about this guy, and I told him that you're going to direct my next movie. And it was quite challenging, but then we were able to manage it.
So one thing, just tell us, one thing fame, stardom has deprived you of.
No, I'm not sure. Is there anything I've been deprived of? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Some will say I can't walk on the streets anymore like I would want to. Some will say I can't just stop by and buy my...
That one is a natural thing that happens to us, yes. It has deprived me of going to the market, yes, of, pricing the cost of snail. Like my husband loves snail, so you can't go to the moment they see like, even if it is 5,000, they will call it 25 for you, So because of that, it has deprived me of going into the market to buy, like I would want to do the shopping myself personally, but I can't.
But has they also opened doors for you? Doors you would never have believed.
Yes, a lot. Even my husband will use it anyway and say, I'm Jaiye Kuti. So I'm Jaiye Kuti's husband. So, and he's been getting a lot of, what do I call it? Like he gets to the bank one of these days and he said there was a lot of queue, and he just spoke to someone, Jaiye Kuti lo ran mi wá. And then they took my husband all the way to the front to go and attend to him. So we have a lot of privileges like that. I have people giving me gifts. It has opened doors to many brands for me to be the ambassador, to influence for them. It has I've traveled wide, because of this job that I do. So and I'm still on it because the bigger one is coming. I'm writing the script already.
Okay. In rounding up, you see, I'm sure that you, in the last few years that you've worked in the industry, you've seen a lot of young actresses come up to. Some are your friends, some look up to you, some talk to you, and then some you see from a distance. Some are listening, and some are still going to come.
Yeah.
I see the way you have managed your career and home because of the way you talk about your family. And the way you are talking about your family means that you are having a good time with your family. Yeah. What advice are you going to give? Because I have a friend who used to tell me that, those actresses, it's like there is a spirit behind those cameras. That once they put them behind the camera, that camera takes away their real brain away, and then they start to live in another world, and that causes a lot of friction in their normal life. So what do you think?
I'm trying to get the question properly.
What I'm asking you to advise, what do you think a young girl
who is coming into
needs
the industry needs to do?
You understand?
Yes, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. There's something that is called the demon of acting. Okay, so this demon of a thing has to come more like a sacrifice that we don't do. It's just like music. There's a way I will sing and people will just, music is very, I don't want to say demonic, but it's very catchy. It could make you cry, it could make you laugh, it could make you relax. And the same thing with movie as well. So you have to be ready to accept it like a spirit. You have to be ready to take it in, because it is taking it in, accepting it like it's spiritual. That is when you start to give it out, and then people are seeing what you are giving. But once you are not ready, or you just want to just be like, okay, I just want to act somebody's wife, no, it doesn't work like that. It is a spirit that you have to let it go real deep down in you. You have to leave that world of demonic, like you are changing to another person entirely. I don't know how the spirit jumps in, it jumps in one way or the other, and then you become something else. You can start to cry almost immediately. You become something else, and then the moment you are caught, the spirit departs again. So you have to be ready for that spirit. I don't know what to call it.
My own last question, I don't know, and I want you to answer me in a fast, because we are running out of time. Will you allow your child to toe the line? Because I see a lot of people will say, Nollywood, the number of years I've put in, if I was working in a bank, I probably would be a GM by now. So I won't allow my child to come. Will you allow your child? Because a lot of people complain of, you are lucky to the fact that you have somebody who is assisting financially. A lot of people complain of financial insecurity. Yeah. Will you allow your child to
Yes, definitely.
do Nollywood?
Yes, definitely. He loves it. When he said he was going to go study law and all that, then he said, after that, Mommy, I'm going to become an actor. But I know that, you can say something today and then tomorrow you're changing. But I can see that when he became the lawyer, so he's changing things. Things are changing ways. So he's not even talking to me about being an actor again. He's talking about business. He's talking about law this and law that. So he's talking in another version of ways. So, but if he wants to do, if that's what you want to do, I won't stop my children. I won't stop. So it means that you have an assignment and I want you to take it out. I know what I've achieved with this, so I won't stop any of my children to achieve the same thing.
Finally, for me, I'd want to know, what is the worst fallacy you've ever heard about your person?
Is to say that you are dating them when you are not dating them. For some people that you have not seen in your entire life, you say that, me and Jaiye Kuti, we were together yesterday. I don't know what to call that. And then for people to say things about you, and then you wonder, could that be me? And you're wondering. I mean, such things like that. So, but like my people will say, "Nimba ma guy say agun." So it's part of what you have to say. It's part of what is going to come to you if you want to be big. So we just accept it, smile over it, and then we'll go away.
But does it weigh you down?
It doesn't. No, hardly will anything weigh me down. I don't know. A lot of things have weighed me down way back, but these days I'm standing strong. But God forbid some other things in life. But then I'm a very strong person when it comes to art.
Thank you so much, Auntie Jaiye. It took a lot to bring you because of your busy schedule. I am encouraging everybody that have not seen Alagbede to go and watch Alagbede. Beautiful movie, the best of Kenny Bankole, current Africa Magic Award, Best Actress. See the movie and you will thank me for recommending it. Thank you for coming.